today, we're diving deep into Warhammer 40K,
Yeah.
specifically the Grey Knights.
Sounds good.
And to do that, we're going to be using an excerpt from the novel Emperor's Gift by Dembski-Bowden.
I'm familiar with that one.
Yeah, so kind of a chilling question that we're going to try to answer today is, what does this excerpt tell us about the true cost of fighting chaos? And is the Imperium any better with all of its, extreme methods?
Yeah, it's really a fascinating question.
Yeah.
The Grey Knights are these elite warriors,
Yeah.
wielding psychic's might, but they often find themselves facing a moral abyss.
Right.
And Emperor's Gift really throws that into sharp relief.
Absolutely. So right from the start, we are plunged into this chilling mystery with Hyperion, who is a Grey Knight Justicar,
Right.
and his squad is investigating a distress call from the Frostborn, which is a Space Wolves ship,
Wow.
adrift in this dangerous nebula.
Oh,
And it's just unsettling to think that even a vessel crewed by Space Wolves could be, reduced to such a state.
well, I mean, it's really the eerie silence on board the Frostborn
Right.
that speaks volumes.
Yeah.
I mean, no signs of life, just blood and dust.
Yeah.
The crew brutally slaughtered, and even their weapons are missing.
Jeez.
So, for Space Marines who are, genetically enhanced super soldiers in power armor,
Yeah.
to be defeated in such a way really hints at a truly formidable enemy.
Oh, absolutely. And it gets even creepier because Hyperion is a psyker.
Right.
Someone with potent psychic abilities.
Yeah.
And he performs ascending.
Mhm.
And just imagine reaching out with your mind to probe this ship only to be bombarded with the terror and pain of the crew's final moments.
Well, that's exactly it. I mean, that psychic residue, the
Yeah.
treant, as it's called,
Right.
is a hallmark of chaos.
Right.
It's this corrupting influence that warps reality itself.
Yeah.
Demons, which are the physical manifestations of chaos, they leave behind this taint.
Oh.
It's a chilling reminder of their power.
Yeah. So from the get-go, we know this is no ordinary battle.
Right.
This is a fight against something that can twist and corrupt even the strongest minds.
Exactly. And this encounter with the tainted Frostborn,
Yeah.
this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Right.
The Grey Knights soon discover they've stumbled upon the prelude to a much larger demonic invasion,
Oh, geez.
one that will have devastating consequences for the Imperium.
So they uncover the Frostborn's last known destination,
Yeah.
and that's a system near Armageddon,
Right.
which is a world vital to the Imperium's war machine.
Oh, yes.
You can almost feel the chill running down their spines
Out of bed.
as they realize what they're witnessing.
Yeah.
And as if to confirm their fears, they encounter Jarl Grimnar himself.
Oh, wow.
Now, for those unfamiliar, Jarl Grimnar is the chapter master of the Space Wolves.
Right.
Basically, their leader. He's a legendary figure,
He is.
embodying the ferocity and honor of his chapter.
Yeah, the arrival of Grimnar really highlights the gravity of the situation.
Right.
For him to personally lead the defense of Armageddon
Mm-hmm.
indicates the scale and ferocity of the demonic threat
Right.
that they're facing.
That they face.
Yeah, he brings dire warnings of a massive invasion led by none other than Ankron,
Okay.
a Daemon Primarch.
The Demon Primarch.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to break that down a bit for our listeners.
Sure.
Who or what is a Primarch in this universe?
So think of Primarchs as like demigods,
Okay.
genetically engineered sons of the Emperor himself,
Right.
each created to lead a legion of Space Marines.
Gotcha.
They're beings of immense power and charisma, virtually unmatched in warfare.
Wow.
Now imagine one of these Primarchs,
Yeah.
a being of incredible might and potential falling to chaos,
Oh, geez.
becoming a champion of the very forces the Imperium is fighting against.
Right.
That's what makes Ankron so terrifying.
So not only are they facing a massive demonic invasion,
Right.
but they're up against a corrupted demigod leading the charge. It's starting to feel like a very bad day at the office for our Grey Knights.
Well, and it gets worse.
Oh, no.
Hyperion, using his psychic powers,
Yeah.
receives a vision confirming the scale of the invasion.
Okay.
He sees a Hulk.
A Hulk.
Think of like a derelict spaceship, sometimes the size of a small moon,
Oh, wow.
corrupted and twisted by chaos,
Jeez.
hanging in orbit above Armageddon, spewing forth hordes of demons.
That's a terrifying image.
It is.
It sounds like something straight out of a nightmare.
Hulks are like festering wounds in the fabric of reality,
Oh, wow.
drifting through the void, waiting to unleash their horrors.
Gosh.
Their presence in the invasion speaks to the sheer scale of the chaos forces involved.
So this isn't just a battle.
No.
It's a desperate fight for survival, not
Yeah.
just for the Grey Knights, but for the fate of an entire world,
Right.
maybe even the Imperium itself.
Yeah.
And as they prepare to face this overwhelming enemy, we're left to ponder, what price will they have to pay to combat this threat, and will it even be enough?
That's the question that hangs heavy in the air.
Yeah.
And as the story unfolds, we see the Grey Knights confronted with choices that test their convictions, their loyalty, and their very souls.
And this is where things get really interesting, because as the Grey Knights descend into the heart of the demonic invasion,
Right.
they're confronted with not only the horrors of chaos, but also the harsh realities of the Imperium's own methods.
It's true. The excerpt really paints a vivid picture of the Grey Knights teleporting onto the battlefield.
Right.
This maelstrom of carnage and demonic fury.
Oh, wow.
Imagine a landscape ravaged by war-burning cities, skies choked with toxic fumes, and the ground littered with the corpses of fallen soldiers, both human and demon.
Ugh, that's horrifying.
It is.
And amidst this chaos, the Grey Knights unleash their psychic might.
They do.
The excerpt describes this shockwave of pure force
Oh, yeah.
that sends lesser demons reeling, a testament to their incredible power.
It is.
But even with their formidable abilities, they are facing overwhelming odds.
Right.
We're talking hordes of demons, creatures twisted and warped by the power of chaos.
Mm-hmm.
And the excerpt describes these demons in vivid detail, like creatures with brass skin and blood of diseased oil,
Yeah.
spindly spined things clutching blades that drip broken souls.
Oh, yeah.
It paints a horrifying picture of the sheer variety and grotesqueness of the enemy that they're facing.
Well, and this nightmarish menagerie isn't just for shock value.
Right.
It reflects a core concept of chaos.
Yeah.
Its chaotic and unpredictable nature.
Right.
So demons are manifestations of raw emotion and energy.
Okay.
Twisted reflections of the warp.
Okay.
Which is essentially a realm of pure psychic energy
Okay.
and raw emotion.
Right.
They can take on an infinite number of forms,
Wow.
each more disturbing than the last.
And at the heart of this demonic legion is Angron, the fallen Primarch.
Right.
We talked about the sheer power of Primarchs earlier.
We did.
And to see one consumed by chaos, twisted into a weapon of destruction, it's hard to imagine anything more terrifying.
Well, Angron's presence isn't just about brute force.
Right.
He embodies the rage and bloodlust that fuel chaos.
Wow.
His very presence warps the battlefield,
Right. Yeah.
twisting reality to mirror his own inner turmoil.
The excerpt describes a brutal clash between the Grey Knights and Angron's forces.
Yes.
It's this whirlwind of blades and psychic energy.
Yeah.
A desperate struggle against overwhelming odds. You mentioned the Grey Knights utilize Nemesis Force weapons.
Uh-huh.
What makes those so special?
Yes. The Nemesis Force weapons are a key part of the Grey Knight's arsenal.
Okay.
They're specifically designed to combat demons.
Right.
Their blades are imbued with psychic energy
Oh, wow.
that can disrupt and banish these creatures back to the warp.
So it's not just about physical damage, it's
Right.
about attacking their very essence.
Exactly. And even then, fighting a demon, especially one as powerful as Angron,
Right?
is incredibly dangerous.
Yeah.
It takes a toll on the Grey Knights, not just physically,
Uh-huh.
but mentally and spiritually as well. Wow. The excerpt describes how Hyperion, caught in the frenzy of battle, loses himself for a moment.
Yeah.
His actions becoming almost instinctive.
That's a chilling detail.
It is.
It suggests that even the Grey Knights,
Yeah.
these paragons of mental discipline,
Right?
can be swayed by the chaotic energies of the warp.
It's a constant danger for them.
Right.
Their psychic abilities, while potent, also make them susceptible to the whispers and temptations of chaos.
Yeah.
Imagine facing an enemy that can not only physically harm you,
Right.
but also invade your mind, whispering doubts, amplifying your fears, and tempting you with forbidden power.
That adds a whole new layer of complexity to the battle.
It does.
They're not just fighting for their lives.
Right.
They're fighting for their very souls.
Precisely. And amidst this chaotic melee,
Yeah.
we see a profound act of sacrifice.
Oh.
So this brother in Hyperion squad
Right.
throws himself in front of a blow meant for Hyperion, saving his life, but paying the ultimate price.
It's a heartbreaking moment.
It is.
It underscores the bond of brotherhood that exists between the Grey Knights.
Yeah.
A connection forged not just through shared training and experiences, but also through their psychic link.
The Grey Knights fight as a unit. Their minds intertwined, supporting each other,
Wow.
sharing their strength and resolve. Sothis' sacrifice is a testament to the depth of that connection.
Yeah.
a willingness to give one's life for a brother.
And in a moment of grief-fueled rage,
Yeah.
Hyperion strikes a critical blow against Angron, shattering the daemon Primarch's Black Blade.
Oh, wow.
This act earns him the name Bladebreaker from the Space Wolves, who witnessed his feat of strength and courage.
It's a symbolic victory,
Yeah.
the breaking of a demonic blade.
Right.
It shows that even in the face of overwhelming power, even consumed by grief, Hyperion can still find the strength to fight back, to defy the darkness that threatens to consume him.
But despite the small victory, the tide of battle begins to turn against the Imperium.
Right.
The Grey Knights, their ranks depleted and their spirits weary, are forced to withdraw, regrouping aboard their strike cruiser, the Carabella.
It's a moment of respite,
Yeah.
a brief pause amidst the chaos.
Right.
It allows us to see the toll the battle has taken on the Grey Knights.
Yeah.
They're exhausted, physically and mentally haunted by the loss of their brothers and the sheer scale of the demonic invasion.
It humanizes them in a way.
It does.
Even these elite warriors, genetically engineered and psychically fortified, are not immune to the horrors of war.
Right.
They feel lost, they experience doubt, and they carry the scars of battle both on their bodies and their souls.
And as they tend to their wounds and prepare for the next stage of the conflict, a chilling order arrives from the Inquisition.
Oh.
The Ordos, the highest authority within the Inquisition, fearing the spread of chaos taint, have decided to purge Armageddon.
Purge. What does that mean in this context?
It means exterminate us.
Exterminate
It's a
us.
complete and utter annihilation of the planet.
Wow.
No survivors.
Gosh.
It's a chilling example of the Imperium's ruthlessness, their willingness to sacrifice billions of lives to contain the threat of chaos.
That's horrific, to condemn an entire world to death even if they are facing a demonic invasion. It raises serious questions about the Imperium's methods, doesn't it?
It certainly does. It highlights the moral complexities that the Grey Knights,
Right.
and indeed all servants of the Imperium, must grapple with.
Right.
Are they fighting for humanity's survival?
Yeah.
Or are they simply perpetuating a cycle of violence and oppression?
And this order sets the stage for a conflict that strikes at the very heart of the Grey Knights' beliefs.
Right.
Jarl Grimnar, furious at the Inquisition's decision, vows to save as many of Armageddon's survivors as he can.
He does.
He openly defies the Inquisition, leading a desperate evacuation effort,
Oh, wow.
while his fleet clashes with the Grey Knights, who are bound by their duty to obey the Ordos.
This clash between the Grey Knights and the Space Wolves isn't just about a difference in tactics.
Right.
It's a clash of ideologies.
Right.
The Grey Knights, despite their misgivings, feel bound by their oaths to obey the Inquisition.
Yeah.
The Space Wolves, on the other hand, prioritize honor and the protection of innocent lives,
Right.
even if it means defying the highest authority.
It's a fascinating dilemma.
It is.
On one hand, you have the Grey Knights dedicated to combating chaos, upholding the order and stability of the Imperium.
Yeah.
On the other, you have the Space Wolves, driven by a more visceral sense of honor and justice, unwilling to stand by while innocent lives are sacrificed.
And this conflict culminates in a tense standoff on the Space Wolves' homeworld of Fenris.
Oh, wow.
The Grey Knights, led by Grandmaster Joros, confront Jarl Grimnar, hoping to reason with him and prevent further bloodshed.
It's a pivotal moment charged with tension and uncertainty.
It is.
Both sides believe they're doing what is right, what is necessary, but their paths have diverged, leading them to this confrontation.
And in the midst of this standoff, a legendary figure emerges. Bjorn the Fell-Handed. Now, this is where things get really interesting.
Yeah.
Bjorn the Fell-Handed, that's a name that echoes through the halls of Warhammer 40k legend.
So he's not just any space wolf.
No, he's not. Imagine a warrior so revered,
Yeah.
so ancient, that he's been interred within a dreadnought.
The dread.
Essentially a walking sarcophagus, a war machine containing the preserved consciousness of a fallen hero.
Oh, wow.
Bjorn is one of the oldest, if not the oldest, space marine alive.
Gosh.
A veteran of countless battles, his wisdom and experience unmatched.
So we've got this tense standoff, Grey Knights versus Space Wolves, both sides convinced of their righteousness.
Right.
And then this ancient warrior, practically a living legend, enters the scene. What impact does Bjorn have on the situation?
Well, his presence changes everything.
Yeah.
He brings an undeniable authority,
Okay.
a perspective that transcends the immediate conflict.
Right.
He acknowledges the Grey Knights' courage and dedication,
Uh-huh.
recognizing the shared burden they carry in fighting chaos.
Yeah.
But he also challenges them
Okay.
to consider the consequences of their actions,
Right.
to question whether blind obedience, even in the name of the Emperor, truly serves the greater good.
It sounds like he's forcing them to confront the moral gray areas of their duty, the
Yeah.
potential for their actions to cause harm, even as they strive to protect the Imperium.
Exactly. Bjorn's words carry immense weight,
Right.
not just because of his legendary status,
Right.
but because he's seen the horrors of war firsthand,
Right.
fought alongside the Emperor himself during the Horus Heresy.
Wow.
He understands the true cost of conflict,
Uh,
the dangers of unchecked power, even in the hands of those who believe they're acting for the right reasons.
and it's in the midst of this confrontation with Bjorn challenging their convictions that Hyperion makes a startling discovery about his own past.
Oh, yeah.
Through records accessed from the Inquisition, he learns that he was found as a human child
Wow.
with latent psychic potential and brought to Titan to be trained as a Grey Knight.
That's huge.
This revelation adds a deeply personal layer to Hyperion's struggle. He's
This,
always seen himself as a weapon of the Imperium,
right.
a tool forged to fight chaos.
Yeah.
But now he's forced to confront the fact that he was once an ordinary human,
Right.
subject to the same vulnerabilities as those he's been ordered to destroy.
Yeah.
It makes the Inquisition's purge of Armageddon all the more horrific, knowing that they are wiping out countless individuals just like him.
It's a heavy realization.
It's a shattering realization.
Yeah.
Suddenly, the line between those he's sworn to protect and those he's ordered to eliminate becomes blurred.
Right.
It makes you wonder how many other Grey Knights might harbor similar hidden pasts,
Yeah.
forced to suppress their own humanity in service to the Imperium.
That's a good question.
And this discovery weighs heavily on Hyperion,
Right.
pushing him further down a path of disillusionment. He sees the hypocrisy of the Inquisition's actions, their willingness to sacrifice billions while claiming to act in the name of humanity's salvation.
Yeah, it goes back to that central question we posed at the beginning.
Right.
Is the Imperium, with its extreme methods, any better than the forces of chaos it seeks to destroy?
Right. Is there a point where the pursuit of order and security becomes indistinguishable from the tyranny and oppression they claim to fight against?
These are the questions that Emperor's Gift forces us to confront.
Right.
There are no easy answers, no clear-cut heroes and villains.
Right.
It's a story about the weight of duty, the burden of sacrifice, and the struggle to retain one's humanity in a universe where darkness constantly threatens to engulf everything.
And the excerpt ends with Hyperion reflecting on these events,
Yeah.
grappling with the profound moral dilemmas he now faces.
It does.
The losses he's suffered, the horrors he's witnessed, the hypocrisy he's uncovered, they've all left an indelible mark on his soul.
He's come to realize that the Grey Knights, for all their power and unwavering faith, are still
Mhm.
pawns in a much larger game.
Yeah.
They're manipulated by forces that often operate outside the bounds of morality.
Wow.
Their actions sometimes causing as much harm as good.
It's a powerful ending, leaving us with a lot to ponder. This deep dive into the world of the Grey Knights through Hyperion's experiences has revealed the complexities and contradictions inherent in their mission.
Absolutely.
They were warriors of faith, sworn to protect humanity from the horrors of chaos, yet their actions sometimes mirror the very darkness they fight against.
Emperor's Gift doesn't offer easy answers or simple solutions.
Right.
It challenges us to consider the true cost of fighting a war against an enemy as insidious and pervasive as chaos.
Yeah.
It asks us to examine the methods we employ, the sacrifices we deem acceptable, and the potential for even the most righteous of causes to be corrupted by power and dogma.
It's a reminder that even in the grim darkness of the far future, choices matter.
They do.
Individual actions, even those taken in service to a greater cause, can have profound consequences shaping the fate of individuals' worlds and perhaps even the Imperium itself.
And as we conclude this deep dive, we leave you with this thought. What if the Grey Knights, these seemingly incorruptible warriors, are not the heroes they believe themselves to be?
Right.
What if their actions, while often necessary, ultimately contribute to a cycle of violence and destruction that only strengthens the very forces they are sworn to fight?
It's a question worth pondering as you explore the depths of the Warhammer 40K universe. A universe where the line between good and evil is often blurred, and where even the most noble of intentions can lead to devastating outcomes. Until next time, keep diving deep and never stop questioning.
Yeah.